I'm moving interstate to Melbourne in about 2 weeks. What do I need to know? I'm sorted financially for the moment, I've got a place to live, flights are all booked. I've never moved interstate before, it's FKN daunting. I'm bringing a big ol' suitcase and that's it. Going to need to furnish a house on a budget, make new friends on a budget, navigate a new public transport system. And God, what is the deal with toll roads? We don't have those where I'm from. Does anyone have any sage advice for a small town boy moving to the big city? I love Melbourne, I love your arts and culture, the way your buildings look, the extremely Melbourne-specific sense of humour, wry and self-defeatist, but oh so cool about it, the weather, not even being sarcastic, and the history. I'm effing ecstatic to be finally doing this. But I'm also feeling a little out of my depth. Help a guy out? I've lived in Melbourne for a decade and have never taken a toll road. Expect making friends to be challenging, especially if you aren't studying. Go out of your way to join interest groups, but even then expect a slow burn. Making friends as an adult is tough. Being quick on Saturday morning Facebook Marketplace will help you get cheap furniture. Hi OP. I moved from Townsville to Melbourne about 30 years ago. Massive culture shock. But I never looked back. Depending on where in Melbourne you're moving to. Look at the local council website for the area you're in. And surrounding ones to see what is on. They usually have free, cheaper activities. There are also Facebook groups. For public transport, there is the PTV Public Transport Victoria website. And for the toll roads, get a linked account. Hope that gives you some starting points. Furnishing. Look at Facebook Marketplace or buy swap sell. Online. I'm sorry to tell you that the weather has been beautiful recently. We've let you down, and honestly, we let ourselves down. Join hard rubbish groups in your local area or Good Karma Facebook pages. There is always stuff being given away. Helping hands are great op shops as well. There are a few conservation groups around local creeks and rivers. NGV do some great events. If you want to write, you could join Writers Victoria. Take Shape Adventures do some great day walking trips. Hey dude, I'm having a B-Day gathering in a couple of weeks in the outer eastern suburbs. You're welcome to tag along and hang with us if you like. Light skin tone, sign of the horns. Be aware of the large volume of linked scams. Basically, you'll get a text claiming to be from Linked stating you have an unpaid toll, and to click a link to resolve. Don't do that, it's a scam to get your credit card deets. Instead, log into your account on the official website or the app and see if there's any charges outstanding there. Spoiler, there probably isn't. Use the PTV app when planning a public transport journey, not Google Maps. PTV will advise changes to services, i.e. buses replacing trains, a cursed situation, and Google doesn't. Also, note that some train doors open automatically and some you have to open yourself. I once interviewed a potential housemate who had just arrived from rural USA and he was 45 minutes late, because he didn't realize he could open the train doors himself. LOL. Don't overthink it, mate. There are heaps of buy-nothing groups by suburb where you might be able to pick up free stuff for furnishing and kitting out your place. Good luck. We all speak French now and it's an offense to speak any other language. Where are you coming from, buddy? Go to the Salvos for furniture, at least short term. I've seen some decently nice, if old, couches for like $100. Honestly, if I'd seen some of these couches before I'd furnished my lounge, I definitely would have went for them. Have a look at the Meetup app as a way to meet people. Can find groups with similar interests to you. This isn't Sydney, you're not going to make a left turn and end up on a toll road accidentally. However, set your GPS to avoid tolls and you'll never have to think about it. You won't need to use them. Palmer not palmy. Join a sport team or an interest group if you're looking to meet people. You'll see the same people again and again and end up with a congenial bunch who will want to tip a beer with you. Go to live music. There's tons going on all the time and it's a great way to find some cool little bands and meet cool people. There's lots of little local bands with great music. There's a small segment of the population that are intent of blaming everything on Dan Andrews. Don't expect it to make sense or ask questions. Situ is a great resource for finding the best food and drink spots. Check out their Instagram. Eating your way through Melbourne is one of the best parts of living here. Join your hard rubbish and community groups and you can get furniture for free from neighbours. It always helps if you post a story about your move. Welcome to Melbourne. There's already heaps of advice in the responses here, so I won't repeat any of it. One thing I haven't seen mentioned is the laneway scene in the CBD. You can find heaps of quirky delicious places if you just walk around. Look. Of course, there are going to be some areas that are a bit iffy, such as around Flinders Elizabeth Streets. I did this 6 months ago. Biggest thing that confused me is you only have to get a car inspection when buying or selling a car, not every other Rego cycle. On Sundays you have to dress as one of the characters from the Flintstones. Don't you dare pick Pebbles though. I moved from Perth to Melbourne in summer holidays, decades ago, and didn't realize that I would go through my entire wardrobe summer and winter in my first 3 months here. When you get here, turn toll roads off on Google Apple Maps so you don't accidentally go on one. Haha. I moved here from NSW 13 years ago. The biggest shock for me was that you have to make an appointment to go to Vic Roads to change your license. If you just rock up like back home, they won't serve you. LOL. I love Melbourne, but I cried every time I went to that place. Check out the local Facebook Buy Nothing page for freebies to furnish your place and provide a lot of the basics, e.g. cutlery. You can ask for stuff as well. There's heaps of great things in Melbourne. If you live in the West, prepare to run around 3 p.m. or any secondary school near a bus stop. Do try and avoid. With high chance of machetes and teens. It's bizarre facepalm. You need to stop your car when the tram stops, otherwise you will collect people getting off. Can't believe no one has said it yet. Revs. LOL, no, don't go to Revs. Or maybe consider it. Nah, don't go. Anyway, one thing I've always wanted to do is drive around wealthy suburbs like Toorak on their hard waste collection day. I've seen anecdotes of people being able to get really good stuff. Just check their council website for the dates. If you've got an Android phone, you can use it to pay for PT, really helpful if you don't use it regularly enough to buy passes, and need to top up while on a tram. They used to have machines to do so on Teams, but got rid of them for some reason. iPhone users, sorry, PTV thinks you're trash. Work out how to dress winter and summer together, every day. Watch out for the deep woods. When one of us goes on a rant about Jeff Kennett, try to be supportive and listen. He's kinda like Victoria's Trump, except he LARPs being French. I did a similar thing 18 months ago. I furnished my whole place from FB Marketplace and Kmart. Order a tag from Linked because you will accidentally end up on a toll road. Stop when a tram stops. People will start beeping you 0.1 seconds after the light has gone green. The drivers are so effing rude and you will begin to develop road rage. Keep left on urban footpaths. Even if you don't see someone coming, someone will pop out somewhere or try to pass you from behind. This common courtesy seems to be lacking with people from small towns overseas. First thing you'll notice is there's something different about Melbourne-born people. IDK what it is, but at least 5 other non-Melbourneians who migrated here have mentioned it to me. It's like a kind of smugness, especially if you're not white. There's this sense that they're doing you a favor by being nice to you. Throw out all your colorful clothes. Keep black clothes only. Hug every stranger you see on the street. It's the Melbourne way. You will respect our Premier and call him only by his official title, Dictator Dan. Be prepared for some of the worst drivers you'll ever come across. Guess it is up to me. It's effing freezing, grey and has insipid drizzle almost all the time. But occasionally it gets very hot, but not nice hot like beach weather, blustery and windy. Nice coffee and restaurants, I guess.